This is All India Radio. The news read by Valsa Williams. Polling is underway for the fourth phase of assembly elections in Jharkhand. 45% voting has been recorded so far. A large number of voters in Naxal-affected areas have come out to cast their votes. Voting is taking place in 15 constituencies spread over 4 districts of Dhanbad, Devghar, Giridih and Bokaro in this phase. Polling in the 5 Naxal-affected constituencies of Bagodar, Jamua, Giridih, Dumri and Tundi will be held between 7 a.m. and 3 p.m. In the remaining 10 seats, voting will continue till 5 in the evening. A total of 221 candidates, including 22 women, are in the fray for this phase. The political fate of 2 Jharkhand ministers, Raj Paliwar and Amar Bauri, 7 former ministers and 14 sitting MLAs will be decided in this phase. Elaborate security arrangements are in place to ensure free, fair and peaceful polling. Jawans of Central Paramilitary Forces have been deployed at all booths. Helicopters have been pressed into service for air patrolling. Borders with Bihar and West Bengal have been sealed to check infiltration of anti-social elements. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has said that violent protests on the Citizenship Amendment Act are unfortunate and deeply distressing. In a series of tweets, Mr. Modi said debate, discussion and dissent are essential parts of democracy, but damage to public property and disturbance of normal life has never been a part of the Indian ethos. He said the Citizenship Amendment Act 2019 was passed by both houses of parliament with overwhelming support, and large number of political parties and MPs supported its passage. The Prime Minister said this act illustrates India's centuries-old culture of acceptance, harmony, compassion and brotherhood. He unequivocally assured citizens that CAA does not affect any citizen of India of any religion, and no Indian has anything to worry regarding this act. Opposition parties have demanded a judicial inquiry into yesterday's police action in Jamia Millia Islamia in New Delhi. Briefing reporters, along with other opposition leaders, Congress leader Ghulam Nabi Azad condemned the incident. He asked how police entered the campus without permission. He said people are protesting in several parts of the country against the Citizenship Amendment Act as it is unconstitutional. Sitaram Yechuri of CPI-M, D. Raja of CPI, Sharad Yadav of Loktantrik Janata Dal, Manoj Jha of RJD were among those present. The Supreme Court has agreed to hear tomorrow pleas which have alleged police atrocities on students holding protests against the amended Citizenship Act at the Aligarh Muslim University and the Jamia Millia Islamia University. A bench headed by Chief Justice S.A. Bobde today also took serious note of the rioting and destruction of public property during the protests and said this must stop immediately. A group of lawyers mentioned the matter before the court, urging it to take suo motu cognizance of the alleged violence unleashed against students. The bench, also comprising Justices B.R. Gavai and Suryakant, asked the lawyers to file their petitions and said it would hear them tomorrow. The Supreme Court has said it will hear on Wednesday pleas of the Congress and former Maharaja of Tripura Pradyot Kishore Dev Burman challenging the constitutional validity of CAA. A bench headed by Chief Justice S.A. Bobde said it will hear the pleas along with other pending matters. Senior Advocate Abhishek Manu Singhvi mentioned for urgent listing the 2 pleas and said this petition should also be heard along with a similar plea filed by the Indian Union Muslim League listed for hearing on the 18th of this month. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman started pre-budget consultations with different stakeholder groups in connection with the forthcoming General Budget 2020-21 in New Delhi today. Her first meeting was with the stakeholder groups from digital economy, fintech and startups. The Finance Ministry said that main areas of discussion during the meeting included data issues such as use of big data technology for small and medium enterprises sector and unleashing the power of big data for public governance. Many speakers suggested giving tax sops to startups and nurturing them in the country. Wholesale prices-based inflation rose to 0.58% in November as against 0.16% in October. The annual inflation based on monthly wholesale price index was at 4.47% in November last year. And with that, we end this news bulletin.